control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints and rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3 turns.
Now we're cooking. It's a coach. You're set for Madden football on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And how about that defense last week? They pitched a shutout, and it's really more like a no-hitter because they absolutely dominated that game from the opening whistle.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. Oh, the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Here we go. Here we go. 6-yard. Time to go right now. Slam, slam, slam.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
It's been quite the evolution for Stephon Diggs because when he came out of high school, many thought he was the top prospect going into college football. Didn't have quite the career that was expected and actually got drafted lower than what many people thought. But, boy, is he playing to a top level now while he's in Minnesota.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. A look now at our starting defense. They're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Let's see what you got.
Off play action. Tate. He wants it all for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Come on, fellas.
So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. Ito Smith, his first carry. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Let him know.
From the gun, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the 1st down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here's big. On 1st down, Taylor. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Let's go now. 54 to base. 54. Push him back. Push him back.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a... Right.
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down. You got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again as the season winds down and you look at them in totality. You know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we open.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sione Takitaki came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect.
Oh, that is going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Here we go.
The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the... playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it. It's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this?
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. And that one needed a little time to develop because he started lined up out wide left. He caught that on the right side of the field.
And you're exactly right about the time because that's not going to be a quick developing pattern, but also great sight lines for the guy throwing the ball to see a receiver cross his face and his sight line from one side of the field to the other. That usually attracts your attention. If you think he's open, you go ahead and deliver it as we just saw there.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Off the play fake. Tate. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Randy Gregory. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to throw. Tate, and that will be incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. To return is Taylor.
Let's go, let's go! That's the end of the first quarter with the score, Ravens 9, Vikings.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now on second and 16, Jackson, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. On second down, Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They go play action here on first down. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. On second down, it's Cook. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Jackson now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On second down now, it's Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to face a third down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Looking to throw. Tate looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up second down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard, Raj, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Second and 3. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Tate. He's got the first down inside the 10. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against...
And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you down. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Right there, 54.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Jackson. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Jackson now, operating from the gun. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
I'm coming.
Operating from the gun. Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. It's taken, now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor down to the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Jackson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 15 yards on the play. 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They come out here in the eye. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Penny will try to punch it in. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Penny. His 9th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. 2nd effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So he got free at one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. He'll dump this off to Cook. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taylor now returning it. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a trunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They go back to the ground now with Penny. Penny hit, and the ball is jarred free. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 45. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Trying to get the run game going. Here's Smith. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Throwing on second down, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Mike Hughes came crashing in that time, got the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is taken at the 3. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Well, throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Back to throw. Tate, and Rudolph has it left side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tate. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Looking to throw. Tate over the middle here to Rudolph. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On second down, it's Cook. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The Vikings on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Tate. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. On 4th down, Tate, and it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that...
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Following the fumble recovery. Tate, oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at someone.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's go one more. Hey, watch that, watch that.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
Here's Jackson to throw again. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll try and run forward with Smith, and he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here we go, D.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He's going deep for this is caught inside the 15. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Smith. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. From the gun, he'll throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. Tucker's kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Forced out to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Coming to you. Kill.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? because it certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
To throw on 3rd down. Jackson got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown there to make the grab. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Baltimore, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they lose their 9th game on the year. And it will be a disappointing finish to the regular season, no doubt.